Hello everyone, this is Suzanne at God Crochet and Chatter. Oh yes, behind this smile is not too much pain. Isn't that great? I did have to go out and get some groceries. Ron cut up our big watermelon, and my bathroom is leaking like, oh, we can see where it's dripping now. So hopefully he'll get back here today. I have used every towel in my home and almost dish towel, sopping up the water. So I hope that gets fixed very quickly. Now, first of all, I want to get to a trivia question. Yes, oh, I found my box. I found my little box, and inside here is where I keep all the trivia questions. I had a game called Bible Knowledge, and I took the cards out and put them in here, and we were doing, every time I come on, I do a trivia question, but I lost the box. Well, come in my room today, and I went, okay, Lord, where's my box? And I looked down at my desk drawer, opened the top drawer, and right there it was. I don't know how many times I opened that drawer, and I overlooked it. So, praise be to God, I found that. Okay, let's do our trivia question first, then our prayer list, and then we're going to get into our lesson. All right, name the runaway slave that Paul helped. Name the runaway slave that Paul helped. My husband gave you that question today. Just before I found my box, he says, I've got a good question. I said, okay, I'll use that for today. All right. There's a story about a woman. She just thought her cross was too much to bear. Oh my goodness. Everything was going wrong. Anything that could go wrong went wrong. So she complained to the Lord about it. Oh, you gave me such a heavy cross to bear in this life, Lord. And he says, oh, really? He says, well, come on over here. And he took her to her room. He opened the door, and there was hundreds and hundreds of crosses in there. And he says, okay, I'm going to let you put your cross down and pick up any other cross that you want. So she puts her cross aside eagerly, and she's going through and she's looking at all the crosses and going, wow, oh, really? What's that one back there? Oh, no, not that one. She spent an hour in there trying to find a cross that she felt fit her. And the Lord came back and said, did you find a cross yet? She says, no. And he says, well, keep looking and I'll be back. So he comes back and she says, I found one. And she was hanging on to it. And he says, my dear child, that's the same cross you brought in. So yeah, sometimes we think our cross is harder to bear than other people's. In reality, each cross is unique. And I'm thinking about this with the people on the prayer list here, that I look at this and go, wow, you know, I just keep my cross. Yeah, I suffer from chronic pain, and my neck and shoulders hurt, but I'm on the mend, and it looks like I'm going to be having a good recovery. Hopefully I'll be no chronic pain, or it'll be all gone. But I do have a period of in between. And although I try to be very careful, you know, we're moving our head side to side, up and down, and using our hands like this throughout the day. You know, I try not to lift really heavy things or twist or turn too much. But sometimes I can be doing nothing, and all of a sudden, whoa, there's a big pain flare up. But it's manageable. And I really enjoy all your comments on getting after me. You need to rest, and you need to cut back, and, you know, you come on here, and you're so brave. And no, I'm not any more brave than what you are. You're out there struggling with your things, and I hear it in your comments and the prayers that you ask for. And you know, I'm going to keep my little cross. I'm going to keep it. So let's get to our prayer list. Okay, we have Darcy Henderson. They're looking for a church family. She has bad insomnia, and her daughter Becca has back issues. She's only 20 years old, and her husband has back issues, among other things. And then Karen Wright, the process of having her back straightened out. She suffers from scoliosis. We talked about that. Dorothy Hugan, chronic pain, most of the time a level 7 pain. I'm maybe at a level 5-ish. You know, when it's over the edge, it gets up to a 7, but wow, a level 7 pain. Joanne, oldest granddaughter, is suffering from depression. That's not an easy cross to bear. And Becca, oh, sweet Becca. She's having second heart surgery very soon, among other things that she has going on. If you read her comments, wow, you know, she seems to me she has a real heavy cross to bear. And sometimes we look at other people and say, you know, oh, your cross isn't as heavy as mine, but we don't know what they're going through and what they've been through. So we just have to handle the burdens of this world, the burdens of surgery, chronic pain, and all those things. Take them to the Lord in prayer and get together with women that can encourage you to do better, can encourage you to keep the faith, to hug you, to love you. That is empowerment. And I do appreciate each and every you very much. But please realize I am taking care of myself, for me, the best I can. And after I get done with this, I'm going to cook a little dinner, something light. And then I'm going to rest the rest of the evening watching some of our favorite movies and such. So today's all good. So I feel kind of guilty. You know, I didn't want to come across as, whoa, poor me, I'm suffering, you know, pity me. As you know, I'm a multitasker like a lot of you, and believe me, I have pulled back a lot. And even pulling back a lot, the doctor said, you're going to experience this. It's part of the healing process. You're going to hurt. So I'm going to hurt, you're going to hurt, but with the Lord's help, we'll get through it. All right. Let's get to our devotional, Sustained. And this kind of fits in with what I've been talking about. Even to your old age and gray hairs, I am He. I am He who will sustain you. I have made you, and I will carry you. I will sustain you, and I will rescue you. Isn't that a great comfort from the Lord? The word sustain means to support, hold, or to bear up from below, to bear the weight of a structure. The Bible uses this word to describe one aspect of the ministry of the Lord. He is the great sustainer. Being omnipotent, there we go. He can bear any burden without an ounce of fatigue. The psalmist said, I lay down and slept. I awoke, for the Lord sustained me. Cast your burden on the Lord, and He shall sustain you. When I wake up at night and I'm in pain and I'm crying out a little bit, I remember I laid down and slept. I awoke, for the Lord sustained me. And when I wake up during the night like that, the Lord reminds me, I'm here. I understand. I completely understand, but you can do this. The Lord bears you up and allows you The Lord bears you up and allows you to rest the entirety of your life with all of it concerns on Him. That's not all. The Bible also says the sun is the radiance of God's glory and the exact representation of His being, sustaining all things by His powerful word. If Christ can sustain the entire universe, holding it up and holding it together, He will have no trouble caring for you. When I am frightened, He is there to comfort and sustain me. His words give me wisdom to my ear, and peace will always calm me from the cradle to the grave. From the cradle to the grave, God is with us through all of our experiences, all of our up and down, all our good times, our times of weeping. He will never leave and forsake us. We don't need to be fearful. We need to trust. We need to keep connected to the Word, especially keep connected to the Word. And the deeper you go in Scriptures and the more you learn about Jesus, the more you come to trust and rely on His promises, and that is what gets you through those rough days. Corrie ten Boom said, "Worrying is carrying tomorrow's load with today's strength, carrying 2 days at once. It is moving into tomorrow ahead of time. Worrying doesn't empty tomorrow of its sorrow, it empties today of its strength." So today, I'm concentrating on today, the moment. If I try to jump into tomorrow and say, oh, tomorrow I've got to do this, this, and this, or oh, our upcoming doctor's appointments. Whoa, 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 slow down. We are only promised the day we're in. We're not promised the next second, the next hour, the next day, the next week, the next month, the next year. So we have to stay in this little place called today. And that will help us greatly. It removes a lot of anxiety. Someone wrote this, a good friend of mine, Nancy Friday. She is on Facebook. I friended her. This woman is so wonderful, and she comes up with such neat things that just comes to her mind. And it's a beautiful thing, seeing how God is using her. And this is what she said. The Word or the world. I never thought of this before, but it came to me this morning that there is only one letter difference in the words word and world. That is the letter L. Some of the things that can be considered part of the world are luxury, lust, laziness, loneliness, loudness, and many others, none of which are basically good. When we read God's Word, we see many of these mentioned as things that can keep us from God and from following Him. God tells us where we are in the world, but it should not let the world control us. So we don't let the world control us, because if we take in all the fear and all the things they're saying about shortages, about food shortages, this and that and the other thing, and the gay rights and the abortionists out there, and it just goes on and on and on, I would rather stay in the Word, because that's where I'm going to go gain strength from to endure each day. So all this noise in the world going on, you just have to hold up your cross and just say, oh, stop, I'm not going there. You know, I pray every day. I do what I can in my corner of the world. I pray for others, and that's what I can do. Power to the ones that are in higher places, that they can make a difference, and pray for them. They're out there, and they're working very hard. And I want to talk about what a God chaser is. A God chaser is one who seeks God's face, lives on purpose, and walks in God's favor. God chasers are like David after God's own heart. God chasers are like Paul pressing toward the mark of the prize in Christ Jesus. God chasers are like Jehoshaphat setting their face to seek the Lord. The Bible is their guide and sword. Faith is their protector and shield. God chasers are determined and have a don't quit attitude. God chasers are transformed by the renewing of their mind. When situations seem to be tough or the enemy is coming like a flood, God chasers don't lean upon their own understanding, but in all their ways they acknowledge the Lord so that He will direct their path. Wow. By the renewing of their mind. What do? We lean on Jesus. We depend on the words of God to get us through every day. I'm sorry. That's what I'm doing. You know, when this whole surgery thing started, I had no idea it was going to take me in the direction that it did. It kind of caught me off guard. But you know what? I'm still staying in the Word. You're still staying in the Word with all the things that you've got going on with you too. So, I just love you all so much. And thank you for the prayers. I didn't mean to get all blubbery here, but you know, this is coming from the heart. And I just wish I could lift the pain from you guys. I would take it on me if I could for you. But I can't. We all have to stay in our own little situation and draw strength from the Lord. All right, everyone. That's the devotion for today. I thought a lot about this today, and so I wanted to share it with you. And I hope you all have a blessed rest of your day if you're going into your evening. I hope that it's relaxed and you have a great evening, that your pain levels are low. And Lord willing, I'll be back tomorrow with another great devotional on God, Crochet, and Chatter. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.